ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only, live from New York. Here it is. He's coming. Jonny Greco!
Whoa!
Jonny,
Cam, how you doing, buddy?
Get right to us, right? You're a golden boy. You left a legacy in Vegas. We first met in Atlanta. I don't know if this was the game, but it doesn't matter. And then your beautiful wife and you called me when you were working in Cleveland with the Cavs. And then you said, hey, there's this hockey thing going on in the desert. Come on out. And we're like, why not? Fire it up. Why not? 3 years of incredible moments. And guess what? Now, oh, yeah.
We love New York, baby. Hey, Cam, how are you?
So great to see you. I missed your face. I remember the last time I saw your face. I was thinking about that. Lots of people joining in already. First of all, we're going to have a great chat today. But if people want to ask questions, let's fire them off. Have you done this before, by the way?
All right.
Have you done it live?
I haven't. I've been watching some of the things. I haven't done a live before. I've watched some of yours, and the hilarity of all of this is how awful guys like you and me who love creating experiences and being a part of it couldn't figure out how, like, I couldn't get onto the request. I was trying to do it, and I'm like, I'm going to mess up this whole big intro. And, like, this is our thing, man. Like, forget about the rest of the interview. If we don't get this part right, we're done. Yeah, well, exactly. I mean, so it's a good way I haven't done this. I'm happy to be here.
It's a good way to go into your introduction for people that don't know Jonny Greco. Jonny, you've been in the entertainment, storytelling, sports business for how long? How did you get your start?
It's just over 20 years now, and I was always a movie nerd. Loved movies, so I went to film school out of high school, and it was a one-year program. So I was really lucky where I got into sports at 19 years old because I was able to find a way to do my two loves, my passions: movies, production, entertainment, engagement, and sports. So at 19 years old, I started with the then Florida Marlins, and I've been just insanely lucky and surrounded by so many talented people like yourself, caring people who want to create memorable experiences. And now I'm in New York City, which has been unbelievable.
What a journey! I mean, you go from we've been friends for a long time, but like from the Florida Marlins, what was your first gig?
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, with the Florida Marlins, I would do anything, right? You're an unpaid intern, so I would
do anything.
Similar to you, I would do anything. I would deliver the autographed baseball. One of my greatest mentors and friends, Pete Soto, was my boss there, and he's like, "Hey, intern, like, you need to dance to the music, deliver the baseball to the lucky fan." And I'm like, "Okay." And he's like, "Hey, intern, we're doing a Austin Powers night. Have you ever shaved your head?" Fortunately I have. So I was like, okay. He goes, "You're going to be Dr. Evil in front of 40,000 people on a microphone." I'm like, I want to make movies and video. Like, so I got right in and did whatever I could. So, it was I did a lot of different things in Florida, and we had a blast with it. It was a great way to get into the business, into the industry of making smiles and creating memories, and that was a start. I mean, I've jumped around, and I can go as into all the other places as possible. Sure. But this is your show, brother. You're the one who lifts the spirit. So tell me how I can help.
Do you want to share the story, and we'll just both add to it?
The story of how my amazing wife and I were visiting family during Thanksgiving in Atlanta, Georgia, and we were working for the Cleveland Cavaliers at the time, and my family's like, "Hey, how about we go to a sporting event?" Like, well, that's what we do. We love it. So we went to a minor league hockey game in Gwinnett, Georgia, and the Gwinnett Gladiators had a great arena, great show. We love entertainment, so it was fun. And towards midway through the game, Amanda and I, who are always kind of just paying attention to entertainment, and you're looking at ideas, and you're hearing a song, and you're like, what can we take and appropriate and make our own? We see this crazy person bouncing all over the crowd, and he's getting the crowd cheering, and these people who weren't cheering are now cheering, and these people who weren't dancing are now dancing. And I'm like, what is going on over there? And then I see this tall, blonde Canadian man bouncing around and just exuding energy and emotion. And I look at all these people around him, and they're all smiling, and they're all charged up, and they're doing things that they weren't going to do before this maniac started. And I was like, is this a thing? Like, what is this, a crazy Georgia fan? Is this a Southern thing? And Amanda and me were like, this is nuts. And then it ended, whatever, hockey came back on, and I was like, that was memorable. Like, I feel lifted by that moment. And then we looked at, later in the game, it happened a few more times, and I'm like, we need to just say hi to this guy, because he brought joy to us. And I don't know the story behind what it is, but I know that I'm happier than I was before. And I know that there's a couple thousand people in this venue who feel the same way, and it's a gift.
This is a tough one. I didn't ask you this before.
Okay.
Quick answers, but top 3 moments in your career. Just like, aha, I'm here. Holy cow, that happened.
Oh God, there's so many different ways to go here. Because I could, I'm an emotional guy, right? So I could cry and go this way. Well, let me think. Okay. Well, one of them is just working with my wife. Like, that's number one. Like, and that's not one specific moment, but like being on headset with your wife during the NBA finals and like creating together, and you're like, okay, there's LeBron James, and we're syncing with the national broadcast, and they're going to take our feed for the Open, and we're working with all of these people. We had this great family, but her and me being able to do that together, cool. like we got to produce hundreds of games together. We've produced children together. Like, we're good at producing. So
driving home, Johnny, turn right. Okay.
Green. I mean, so all right, so that's my number one always. Like, she's just insane. We were working on a video open one time, and this is just like the 8-year-old in me. We were working on a video open at the Cleveland Cavaliers, and we needed to get like a dunk shot from LeBron. So I was like, all right, cool, we're going to do this. And I had a basketball, and I'm a very below average basketball player, but I got to throw him an alley-oop, and he got to catch it and dunk it. And I'm like, holy cow, that's kind of the most amazing thing ever. So that was a very memorable one. And then,
well, I'm going to throw you an alley-oop right now. Everyone misses you in Vegas. You made a huge impact there. This isn't an Ellen show kiss-up contest, but you did. You left a legacy of going for it, of creating, of accepting weird, which is powerful. What's your one Vegas? I mean, I had a lot of the Vegas guys, Chinook and Big D and Carnell.
Yeah. So good.
Most of them said the first night.
Yeah.
So what's a moment in Vegas? A moment. Doesn't have to be the first night, but like that you were just like, wow, like our family came here. This is happening. Is there something that sticks out?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, you'd be remiss to not say the first night, because that was a night that galvanized the community. It solidified the franchise in that area, and it was more important than sports, and that's the one. But to be more original, like I remember early on in the preseason games when the crowd started chanting "Go Knights, go," and I was just like, this wasn't a thing like 5 minutes ago, but it's gonna be a thing,
Wow,
and we sat and talked about, are we Let's Go Knights? Are we Go Knights Go? Like, we talked about those things. So we had to plant some seeds, but we also wanted to be as authentic as possible. And so Go Knights Go was a big one, but even bigger than that, where we didn't plant the seed, this was just Vegas being a great community, the national anthem, right? By game 3, when the national anthem singer was saying, gave proof through the, you heard this pitter pattering of like, night, gave proof through the night. And the crowd was, by game like 5, 18,000 people were screaming at the top of their lungs. Yeah. And I'm like, holy cow, this, again, agnostic to the score, this is all about experience. This is all about a communal moment where a community that was partially destroyed in the spirit had this moment to lift the spirit together and have a collective voice that wasn't karaoke, Cam. It was like this powerful shouting from the fortress, you know, our pride for this team. No, not a gimmick at all. It was so pure and real, and we had nothing to do with it, which is the best. We just listened to the crowd.
That's amazing.
And we just let them go with it. So that was a pretty cool moment.
You said it, and this is something that I've learned from living it. You've learned from living it. I've learned from spending a year and a half trying to get my book done. But ultimately, and I've said this to you, and you just said it. Pete Soto gave you a shot. Terry gave you a shot.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You and Amanda gave me a shot. Gwinnett gave me a shot to get a shot from there.
100%.
And then you gave me a shot in Vegas. It's like I always say to people, like, when you get that, give someone a shot. Try it.
Yeah.
And I'm forever grateful for that. And that it involves these relationships, but it also involves these magical moments that we're so lucky to create. So I'm going to leave you with one last question. What's been your ultimate goal? I was going to say silver lining, but I'll say for today, your gold lining through this crazy last 6 weeks. It can't be this call.
No, this was the best thing that's happened to me in 6 weeks. You know what? I mean, I obviously I love being with my family, so this has been a really neat thing. I've also, like, my team at MSG, we've been able to, like, connect in a whole different way. There's an intimacy, even though social distancing is a thing, and even though generally, like, people on phones takes intimacy away because no one's, like, talking to each other. Now we're using this technology in a way that it could really be productive, and I can feel a closeness, and I like that. Like, I think the world needs hope and seeing great friends who you've battled through together and learning, finding new ones, and it's been really powerful. So for me, it's always relationships, connecting people, sharing love, telling people. I'm a hugger, you know that. Even when you're all sweaty after every single game you do, I'm still gonna hug you. Like, I miss that. I miss the physical. Like, I see people's faces, but I want to high five you. I want to hug you. I want to give you a kiss. Like, that I miss. But there's a closeness to all of this, and I refuse to let the darkness take over. I know it's dark. We have to acknowledge that, but I also know that there's a hell of an illumination that's about to come with beautiful joy of love and light and art and events that we all are going to be a part of, right? We're going to push it. We're all going to push it. We have to. And there's the frontliners, the grocery store workers, these heroes, these true heroes. They are saving lives, right? You and me, we're not going to save lives. We know this. But I have seen in spots where we can elevate the spirit. And Erin Sequeira, right, our dear friend, she gave me this line once where I was kind of downplaying what we do. And she's like, Johnny, like, no, we don't save lives, and we're not going to cure cancer. But you know what? We may make that person forget for 3 hours that they have cancer because we've given them such joy. We've given them something to kind of forget, suspend disbelief a little bit. And I've really held that one close. And then the October one in Vegas and all you saw how powerful it was. And it's like, we didn't save lives. We weren't on that front line. But, man, people need smiles and people need art and joy and being a part of that, man. This is an extension of that. And there's big moments, and sometimes it's one-on-one phone calls. Sometimes it's in front of 20,000 or 100,000 people. But you're creating forever memories. You're building these experiences that people will talk about 50 years from now, saying, oh, my God, this big, blonde, sweaty Canadian hugged me, and I'll never forget my first ever game. Like, he made me so happy. Yeah, you scared the kids. But then who won the game? Oh, I don't know. But man, I had fun. I remember how I felt that time. And we are sharing some feels with people, and it's a powerful thing, man. And I've been honored to be able to walk with you on this ride. And I can't wait to read the book. I can't wait to read the book.
Well, I gotta redo all of your comments in the book now after this match. Right. You're beautiful. Give Amanda a hug.
You got it, man.
I still have the email. Give your kids a hug. What's up,
you got it, bud.
What's up, everyone? Thank you for joining us. I'm going to end on this. From the Marlins Magic to Madison Square Garden. I mean, I'm proud of you, man.
Thank you, buddy.
Made a lot of people happy. You've also inspired a lot of people in the business to keep pushing it. And I know Vegas misses you, so we'll see you soon. Lots of love. Thanks, man.
I love you, buddy. Take care. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Appreciate it, man. Take care.